What's up, class? How everyone doing? I hope all is well on this Friday. And as you can see, I'm already in the Bahamas, baby. Yes! And it's all in my mind. So let's get to what we're getting to. So about learning and discussing, because that's what we're here for. All right, so let's get right into it. All right, so my name is Destiny Mosley, and I work for the center, which worked through UNLV, which went under GEAR. And we're the largest federally funded program in the U.S. And what we do is I work with family support services in middle schools and high schools. I go in and I help counsel kids who have behavioral issues, truancy issues, or just issues that's prohibiting them from making better decisions in school, or kind of just really just blocking them from succeeding at life or anything else. I'm there to kind of help cope with that situation. However, I've been working more on a group level versus an individual. When I do work with individuals, it's because I'm sitting in with another social worker and I'm kind of just observing. So that's my only one-on-one interaction I'm having. So that's it for what I do as far as family support services. All right, so how the client was referred to the agency. So the school I'm talking about is Woodbury Middle School. And I have an anger management group that I run here. So all the kids, of course, was referred to me by either the social worker, the dean, the counselor for anger issues. The identity of the client system. How I define client system is the group of people that a social worker is responsible for helping. And my tasks are designated to each client as far as a group setting and try to help them in coping better and reducing their anger. And also my main goal is to provide helpful services to the clients and anything they may need to help them on their path, in life of becoming unhealthy, anger-free. Yeah, I like that. So, and not my class, but my group is made up of Black and Hispanic kids, and I have 13 students totals in my class, and yeah, they all wonderful kids. I see the good in all of them. So my overview of the presenting problem. My overview of a presenting problem is one student in particular I would like to point out. She have anger issues. She lashes out with the teacher. She kind of throws stuff and swear at the teacher. So that's her main reason for really being in there as far as that go. Of course, anger management. Duh. Yeah. Okay. So I would say her level of engagement and motivation in my classroom it's pretty good. She always engaged. She's motivated to do a lot of things in class, and she never kind of been off to herself. She's always talking to others, and when you got to pick a group, she's picking a group of friends in there and working together with everyone. So as far as in a group settings, it seems like she's cool. So her social environment strengths, I think that's, with her being able to talk to people. So just kind of just being that people person and not kind of making herself not available to the group and to the facilitator. So she's been doing pretty well in that aspect of talking with me and talking with other group members. Her relevant psychosocial history, it's really nothing. As looking at her paperwork and everything, she really had nothing but behavior issues concerning anger. That's the only thing I really seen. I didn't see no past medical history on her, no mental health history or substance abuse that she experienced. So her presenting problem is really just that anger that she has, and how she display it, to others. Her family and development, I really didn't see much of that. A social worker kind of gave me a brief, a brief history of her, but wasn't really nothing I was like, wow, okay. But it's just more so with her mom come and visit, and a lot of times when her mom come in, she smelled like marijuana. So obviously she probably smoking. The mom is smoking at home with the kids there. So as far as education and legal history, she nothing I could see that kind of stood out to me because she didn't have an illegal history. She's 11, you know, in 6th grade, so it's not really no issue there. Her current, well, not current, but cultural context for like I said, I don't know how that behavior is as far as when she at home. I don't know how she interact with her mother, nor do the social worker do. You know, as far as that, I know she hates her brother. She got a 3-year-old brother that she hates. And I don't know how her mom treat her at home. I know her mom got a boyfriend. I don't know how the boyfriend treat her. She really don't talk about it, and don't nobody really know. So I don't really know what to say as far as that go, because I don't know that environment at home. I only know what I see in a group and what's in her paperwork, you know, in Infinite Campus. So, all right, my assessment of the current situation. Well, my assessment from a biopsychosocial perspective is, as far as her biological, her physical health seems pretty good. She's very active. I don't know what she have been exposed to in her home environment. Like I said, her mom came to school smell like marijuana, so chances are she might smoke with her kids there. I'm not saying that, but you know, I know a lot of people that smoke with their kids around and think it's normal, and it's not. So, but yeah, as far as that goes, so her psychological coping skills is poor. I think that is pretty poor, but she's learning. Have she improved? Yes, because she told me a situation that she did use breathing techniques and relaxation strategies times. At times she felt angry at home, or sometimes she just kind of go in her room instead of like cussing her mother out or something like that. So that was a big improvement. As far as her social skills, I think they're pretty good, because every time I see her, she's always talking to people. I see her interact in the lunchroom, and she's doing pretty well in the lunchroom, interacting with other students, and kind of like the loudmouth, you know. So, and she's very touchy-feely. So with her friends, she's kind of like always holding her hand or something like that. So family relationship, like I said, I don't know. It's seeing her mom and her together. It seemed like it's okay. I didn't see no like fear or anything like that. She was still being happy and smiling, you know, when her mom was around. So I didn't see anything where it was signs of, you know, she was in trouble or something, or she just kind of, you know, wasn't feeling right, you know, just kind of looking at her. So I didn't see that. Also, I haven't witnessed any social withdrawal from her or insinuating negative thoughts. Well, you know what? Take that back. I do have one. Okay, this is the same child that put NyQuil in her 3-year-old brother drink to make him go to sleep. So I don't know. I feel like that's psychological, because for one, to me, that's a negative thought. That's a negative thought. That's a negative feeling that you have, you know, because it's not a positive one. I mean, to me, that's negative, because you want your brother to sleep and you want to deal with your brother. So you put NyQuil in his drink. So as far as anxiety and emotional issues, I feel like it probably could be some emotional issues there. You know, as far as her anger and not knowing how to deal with it, I don't know if her mom relationship at home, and that's how she deal with the student yelling at her, lashing out at home. So that I do not know. So maybe it comes from the mom. Like I said, she don't talk about it. She really don't say much about that, or the social worker never mentioned anything like that either. So I really don't know how the home environment is. So I feel like that's very important to understand in social work when you dealing with systems, dealing with everyone. Yeah. So social factors. Her social factors, as presented in a group, the client do not exhibit social problems, appear to be outgoing around others, and giving others advice. She actually gives other people advice in a group, so I feel like that's pretty cool. I feel like could be a great motivator, you know, if we kind of can steer her in a right way and help her understand what's what's good and what's not good. So, all right. The client's strengths, like I mentioned, I feel like she's a great motivator and she can speak to anyone, people person. Because being a people person, oh man, that's like hands down like really good because you can talk to anyone, even though they dull and boring. Yeah. So problem areas and potential obstacles that will need attention. Her anger, she really need help with anger because it seems like she can go from 0 to 60 in a minute just hearing the feedback from social workers and the counselor and the dean in the school, and also like the field monitors that monitor the students when they're outside. So just hearing a lot of feedback from that is, I haven't witnessed it per se, so but hearing it from everyone else, anger issues is a key thing with her. All right, intervention plan. So what primary mutually developed treatment goals we have? So our treatment goals, as we presented, in the first group, I try to ask the students what they would like to work on, so we can all incorporate that into our learning in our group. So our goal, what we came up with, is to teach students how to accurately examine their triggers, adjust their perception of situations, and develop healthy, constructive ways in which to express anger and frustration. So that's what the kids agreed on. And a lot of times some kids go through situations in a group, they may bring up something different, and we just incorporate that. So as we go, we can keep adding or learning or whatever it may be, because sometimes they may not have thought of anything at that moment, but that's our main goal as a group, with the students. So do it match my assessment? Yes, it do match my assessment. Because just kind of reading about anger in middle school and high school students, it really did match my assessment. Just with all the issues they're going through, bullying, peer pressure, and that tough guy attitude. You feel like the stuff, don't want to say that word, but yeah, you just. So a lot of them have that issue where I guess they say if someone stepped to me and, I'm going to knock them out and, I'm going to punch them in their face. So we still at that level with some of the people, but some of the people came a long way. What can realistically be accomplished in a given time frame? So working on the goals, we have certain things that we work on as far as like impulse control, self-awareness, meditation, frustration management, breathing techniques, and relaxation strategies. And those are things we've been working on. I feel like that's, in my time frame that I have with the kids, I feel like we did pretty good as far as working on, each one of those, because at the last 10 minutes, we kind of talk about it and we actually practice by doing it. I want them to visualize it. I want them to practice it so they can kind of get attuned with what to do when you present it with that situation. So practice makes perfect. So availability of services. We have the social worker, we have the counselor, we have the dean, and we also have me for the time being. But resources we have, it is a Title I school, so they have a lot of resources for the students there. So if they need help with like handouts, we give them handouts on how to deal with anger, and just kind of have them read up on what we did in the classroom when they at home to kind of reference anything. So we try to give them easy stuff to do that they can remember. So that's why we practice a lot and kind of help them with the breathing and calming and letting in the good air, letting out the bad air, and all that good stuff. But the services that we have is, we have like how to cope with anger, how to deal with stress, how to go about it, how to talk to people about it, and all that stuff. So we have a good source of resources there. Our intervention actions to date. The type of interventions, like I mentioned earlier, was impulse control, self-awareness, meditation, frustration management, breathing techniques, and relaxation strategy. And the evidence-based practice that I normally work through is CBT. So CBT, we work with the students, and we all know what CBT is, cognitive behavior therapy. So this intervention approach is what we normally do to help improve social emotional learning with the students. And we focus on improving social skills, addressing dysregulation, improving self-awareness, staying in a regulation zone. So that's our main goal with the students. So the intervention that we use to get kids to slow down and think about what they are thinking about in order to prevent the escalation of negative emotions. Identify triggers that lead to their negative emotion. Weigh the consequences of walking away versus confrontation. So that's what we focus on from a CPT perspective on anger and aggression. Using outside resources. I tell the kids if they feel like they need more counseling, we refer them to outside agencies, and have them share that information with their mother, where they can actually set up therapy coming to the home, or they have like a PSR or BST and all that good stuff where they can come in and actually work with the kids versus just being in the school setting. Some people feel like they don't want the help in the school setting, but some people do. So just having that additional help at home, like especially during summer break, because you don't see the kids for like a couple months, few months, or was it 2 or 3 months, or something like that, and a lot of times what you teach kids, they go out the window. So my future recommendation, keep the group going. I want to keep the group going. Hopefully they do keep the group going, keep the group going and everything like that, so we can move forward and everything and keep these kids on the right track. So use of self, my response to her reaction. Well, my response was, when she first said that, I was just like, whoa. I didn't know what to do, how to go about it, because the social worker there really didn't give me any guidelines or what to do, because she said she did it 8 months ago. So is it still relevant? I mean, I don't know if she's still doing it. She says she's not doing it no more. I don't know. The kid live with the dad now, so I don't know. I don't know what's going on, as far as that goes. So my reaction to it, I was just like, man, this child needs some help. Like, she needs some TLC. I don't know. She needs something. She needs some intervention that can really help her with her anger management. Examination of cross-culture. As far as that go, I feel like I actually identify with her, because a lot what she's going through. I have friends growing up like that, so I can like identify with I knew parents' moms who smoked in the home and all that good stuff, if you call that good, bad stuff, but I think I identify with her as far as that aspect. It wasn't nothing that was, coming from a different culture. I can identify with the student as far as that goes, just not with the anger part, But as far as like her background and things like that, I don't think it was anything different. So as far as what I witnessed with a lot of people growing up and the environment I was in, so areas of personal strength, working with this client, areas of personal strength. My personal strength is I like to bring positive energy. When I work with people, I don't never like want to work all sad and kind of moping around. That's not me. I like to bring positive energy with whoever, with whomever I'm around. So areas of discomfort or gaps in knowledge, like I said, I didn't know how to respond to that situation. I really didn't. So I'm going to have a discussion with my AFI and also get your thoughts on it, everyone in the class. And sources of help, I think I have too much support. I have a lot of support, family, sorority, so I have a lot of support there as far as that go. So if I do need help with anything, I think I'm pretty good on that aspect. So thank you, class, for listening to me. Have a great one. Peace. Woo!